It has been a wonderful journey till now, and today's session will be no exception. Today, we will get an insight from an employer's perspective by Silvio Venflu. After the Q&A session, we will listen to the storytelling of Fikret Zendeli, which is ranked in top 0.5% of over 20,000 TED Talks.
So I'm Silvio, and I have an interesting journey related to RenTouch and PA Planning IO, because first I was actually customer, and then I became investor, and now the official title is head of product. But as Shaila mentioned, I do customer success. I did sales now for quite a long time, operations as well. So it's a role with many different hats, which is a lot of fun. We want to align organizations with the simplicity of a sticky note. And then we have multiple different boards. So this one would be on a team level, where each team can plan their work for the next, it's called PI, that's also why we call it PI Planning app. So where they can break down functionality into user stories, tasks, however that team is actually planning the work, and visualizing dependencies within the team, across teams, and even visualize dependencies across multiple programs. And now I want to talk about how do we find a match, a good fit for our team. And it's important to say, in such a small company, it must be a win-win. And it must be a win-win not only for the next 3 months, it must be a win-win for 2 years, 3 years, or even more. Yeah, this is our highly developed recruiting process. It's a very easy 5-step thing we follow. Spend some time to make the CV looking nice, without gaps. Be honest, don't lie in the CV. We will figure it out later in the process, or worst case, when we start to work, which would be bad. So be honest about what you did so far, your projects, your achievements, your education, etc. But make sure that it contains everything which is worth knowing about you. Keep it short. 2 pages is completely enough. From your perspective, you should have some kind of elevator pitch prepared about you. Who are you? Why do you want a new challenge? What would you bring into the team? And yeah, what makes you special? And with learn more about you, I mean the second point on the right side, what do we not know yet out of the CV? And also point out aspects where you were not really sure, or maybe parts of the code you didn't understand. And that makes the conversation going on, and that shows that you are committed to really deliver what you are asked for, but also reflecting on your solution. Ask questions, ask yourself, hey, what can I contribute to that team, to that company, to that product, and what can I benefit? And with benefit, I'm referring back to your personal growth plan.
What is the most interesting question that you got during an interview that stuck with you? It can be like a statement, something.
Yeah, I would say usually product related questions. Like, as you would show your product to your mom and ask, hey, how do you feel about that product? And you will get very weird questions showing you that it's actually not your mom being wrong. It's you not being able to communicate the value of your product correctly.
Was born in 1982 in Gostivar, actually. Today is North Macedonia. Then in 1992, I moved to Switzerland, and did there my schools, primary school and so on. Then in 1999, did my first apprenticeship in like a technical civil engineer. Then did my studies in the civil engineering field, postgraduate studies in management, and then a few years later, actually, I did also postgraduate studies in psychology. It's the only period of the day, so from 5 to around 7 o'clock, where no one is expecting anything from my side. So it's a time, it's a period which I can dedicate fully to myself and my own well-being. Simply, the exact way how you can see it here on this background, we have one piece of paper in our company actually with this vision actually that Breon is trying to stand for. So I always used to say, look, don't ask me for any kind of small decision. So if you are not sure if you should do something or you shouldn't, then just ask yourself, is your answer in line with one of these 3 points? But when it comes to people, it is really very challenging, because every one of us is functioning different, is behaving different, and understanding the people and why they behave like they behave. I think that's a super fascinating topic, at least to me, but at the same time also sometimes really very, very challenging. Most important thing is character. I'm a strong and huge believer actually in the fact that almost anything can be learned. If someone is willing, if someone is dedicated, I don't see any borders. I believe that anything can be achieved. I believe that almost anything on this planet can be learned. So if you have a candidate in front of you that is willing to achieve, that is willing to go the extra mile, then give a chance to that person, even if it might take longer, to bring that person to a certain level. Be patient, it will pay off. I'm convinced, and my experience is proving that. This was the first office of Breon in 2010. That's how we started in Skopje. So I can only recommend to every one of you, if any one of you is planning to start a company, at least invest in better chairs actually, because your back is going to hurt after 12, 13 hours a day that you probably sit in the very beginning of your career.
And Medina says, I find it super fair the way how the recruitment process goes at Breon, based on how you explained it. It's obvious that it's a completely different mindset and mentality of recruitment. It's very motivating to see that we have this in Skopje as well.